All right, as Lebo said, we now talk all things food, and Chef Benny Masekwameng is one of South Africa's success stories. He has come a long way from his humble roots in Alexander Township in Johannesburg to becoming Southern Sun's executive chef to cooking for international dignitaries. He recently partnered with Simba and came up with a new sizzling flavour steakhouse beef, a perfect homegrown flavour that will be enjoyed at gatherings this weekend and beyond. He joins us now this morning to talk about his career. Benny, very good morning, man. How's it going?
Good, man. Thank you for having me so early in the morning.
I know, right? And actually, Peter, you were up at 3:30 and started cooking and started preparing for this show.
Yes.
Jeez, man.
Obviously, when you have to serve at this time of the morning, you have to make sure that everything is nice and fresh. And obviously, I have to travel here, but I wanted to make everything fresh, so I had to start very early in the morning so that you get, the natural goodness of what I cook.
I like that. I mean, you're not depriving your guests or whoever you're cooking for the freshness of what you're cooking, eh?
Yeah, the essence
and
of
I guess
food,
that's your signature style.
Yeah, the essence of food is serving it at its freshest, to highlight its natural flavors.
Sure.
But obviously you enhance it with other things like sauces and spices and dressings. Yeah.
And I mean, it's suffices to mention that you're one of the busiest chefs in the country, from hosting TV cooking shows, food podcasts, and everything else. So how has the journey been?
It's been great, man. I've been blessed that, after lockdown and that shutdown of the hospitality industry, that we were so quiet. But then now we're blessed that, so many things are coming up and getting back to normal. So we've been busy. Obviously, like I said, with the Ultimate Braai Master also being aired. And all of these interviews and collaborations, especially this one with Simba, is the biggest one for me for 2023.
Sure.
But it's been busy, and I welcome all the business that comes my way.
Right. Let's talk about that, the Simba collaboration. How did that come about?
The good people at Simba approached me to say, we've come up with this lovely flavor, and we want you to try it out so that, we can, then put a stamp of approval on it to say it's something that South Africans will accept and enjoy. And
what's your role? Yeah, let's talk a bit about your role in terms of stamping that authority. What exactly do you do?
We went through, the samples of flavorings that they had, and then picked out the right one that hit all the right notes. With braais and with South Africans, we're very particular about our braai, and there are certain things and traditions that we have, and there's always a snacking before the braai while,
of course.
the person that's braaiing is preparing stuff. You need to feed people. But this flavor, gives you that anticipation that, forthcoming attractions to say there's beautiful food and tasty, flavorful food coming through. But here's something, Bambi Samanje, while you're waiting for the braai, for the main show.
I see. And as we're in the festive season, what are the must-have meals when you're hosting people?
Firstly,
bridesmaid definitely has to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. But firstly, you also have to know who your guests are and what they like and what they prefer, and also what you'd like to showcase to them. But it's very important that you know and understand what they want, so that you don't serve something that they don't eat and stuff. So you also have to do research to say, preferences, what do you like? White meat, red meat, seafood, have all of that. Vegetables, you get vegans and vegetarians now that, you can make those dishes on the braai, but have more information about the guests that you're cooking for, and then you'll start gathering your ingredients and then preparing them in a way that you would want to impress your guests.
Yes, I'm actually glad you touched on the vegan guests. What is it that you cater for the vegan guests?
The vegans...
especially at a braai.
Yeah, the vegans are not allowed at my braai because, meat is what we eat. South Africans, we like meat. But I'll do a couple of vegetable dishes for you. Okay. And obviously, you have to cater for them. There's a lovely dish that I like doing, grilled vegetables, and then you make a sun-dried tomato and balsamic vinegar dressing that you put over the vegetables once you finish braaiing them on the fire. But it's a lovely dish. But obviously with all the other accompaniments, your salads, your fresh greens, and then obviously that vegetable dish. But for the rest of the people that don't have problems with eating meat, have a variety of protein. Have chicken, have seafood, have beef, have lamb, and you cannot miss the wors.
Oh, of course.
But also a very important thing, have a chakalakanya, something with a bit of heat, just so that, it gets people going. But just, cater for all of the people that you're hosting, so that you don't have other people wanting to order takeaway while you're braaiing. Yeah.
And I've heard that before.
It happens because people don't listen.
People don't listen, right? Tell me about it. So how do we get creative around the braai? Because I've heard so many misconceptions that there's absolutely no way you can get creative around the braai because all you have to cater for is the pap and the meat and lettuce and tomato.
That's not the case. Look at the plates that are prepared for you. There are a whole lot of things. You know, you can grill meat as they are. Or as they come from the butchery, or you can skewer, you know, your meats well. If you had like a seafood dish, you can have prawns and some salmon, where you can cut it into cubes and then skewer that, you know, braai it on the fire for a few seconds, and then also have a dressing for it. But try out things where you have a big cut that you can cook, and then you can carve and serve it as sliced meat on it. Right. But not just the piece of meat that you get from the butchery or that
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So what do we have here?
So I made wors and I made T-bone steak, which I then cut into portions for you guys since it's a whole group that I'm preparing for. And I've got lamb loin chops, and then I've got my deboned chicken thigh with coconut and pepper juice sauce, which is spicy. And
are there any secret ingredients that you used?
Well, for the chicken, I've got pepper juice, which a bit sweet and have, you know, a bit of tanginess, but also slight heat. And then I put coconut cream that brings out the creaminess that you put in the chicken. It also works well with a seafood dish.
How do you do it? Like you to do it as a marinade or?
No, as a sauce. You start sauteing your onions, your peppers, and then you put your Cajun spice, and then you put in your coconut cream, and then lastly you put in your pepper juice and your coriander. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got chakalaka as always. You can never do
normally chakalaka, or you can add a bit of, you know, your personal touch.
There is 1,001 chakalaka recipes, whatever tickles your fancy. And I've got a mushroom and mustard sauce for the lamb and beef. And then also on the salad side, I've got a Greek salad, I've got a coleslaw, and potato salad. I know that these are the norms for braai, but you cannot have a braai without these, you know? But then you can be creative with whatever that you like and that your guests prefer. But these are the staple ingredients, or a typical plate of braai that you can get, that is prepared by a South African.
Indeed. And I understand that you also do private catering for corporates and individuals, eh?
Yes, I do a lot of private catering with the plans of a restaurant, you know, as time goes on.
We would love it.
But I do a lot of corporate stuff, but also exclusive private stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's exclusive private stuff?
Exclusive is for, you know, your high-end guests that don't really want to be seen, and I don't post, you know, whatever that I would have cooked for them. But private people that want exclusive stuff with a bit of my own touch too. So I get a lot of calls from people that I've done events for before, and people that have been guests there that they were impressed, and they also want me to impress their own guests.
Right.
Yeah, but I do a lot of, you know, private parties at these gated, exclusive estates.
So how are you reachable then in terms of people who want to get in touch with you for those exclusive private events?
Chef Benny on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. But yeah, all my details are there, or you can go to my website, www.chefbenny.co.za. That's where you get all the information that you'd need for my services.
Chef Benny, lovely chatting to you, man.
Cool.
Keep cooking.
Yeah, I remember Ubambi saying steakhouse beef flavor.
But of course.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, that was Chef Benny Masekwameng just sharing with us the kind of meals that people can try and make at home.